Hello and welcome to one and all. Today's session is part of Sniper Synergy 2020 series of webinars. So this event is organized and presented to you by Sniper and Unity. We at Sniper Systems come with 17 plus years of experience in helping our clients evaluate, adopt and integrate new technology. This is part of our initiative to introduce our clients to latest technology, techniques and industry best practices. So we would like to address all your queries and questions at the end of the session, and do feel free to type your questions in the meeting chat window. And I'm very happy to hand over the session to Mr. Sharath Chandra from Unity Technologies. Sharath, over to you.
Hi guys, I hope you guys can hear me clearly.
Yes, Sharath.
Okay. Just give me a minute. I'm just setting up my screen share.
Yeah. So in the meantime, we request everyone to stay on mute. You can put your questions in the chat box, and at the end of the session, Mr. Sharath will address all your queries. Thank you.
Manoj, I think you need to enable screen sharing for
Yes,
me.
it's done. It's done, Sharath. Can you check now?
Yes, perfect.
Yeah.
All right. I hope you guys can see my screen.
Yes, Sharath.
I think I'm sharing the wrong screen. Super. I'm still not sure which screen is being shared. Okay, perfect. I think my screen is being shared right now. Can you guys see?
Yes, yes, Sharath.
Okay. So a small introduction about myself. My name is Sharath Chandra Aital. I'm a field engineer here at Unity Technologies. I've been working in Unity for a little close to around 2 years, but I've been using Unity for a little close to around 13 years or so, and I've seen the evolution of how Unity has been used previously as a game engine towards something that's currently known as real-time 3D technology. So to give you a small introduction about the right, to give you a small introduction of what I'll be talking to you about, I think some of you might be familiar how Unity has been leader in the gaming industry, and since the past 5 years or so, we've been concentrating our areas towards the industrial segments as well. So this really pushes in towards two different segments of the industry that we feel that we can really aid and bring in a lot of revolutionary ideas in it. And these are ATM and AEC industry. ATM stands for Automotive Transportation Management, and AEC stands for Architectural Engineering and Construction, which you guys are a part of. So today I'm bringing to you guys a new product that we have called Unity Reflect, which is going to revolutionize the way how you interact and see BIM data. So to bring a real-time BIM solution into the market, we've talked with a lot of people in the AEC industry. And what we've heard in the process of creating this real-time 3D experiences, it needs to be more streamlined. So here are the main challenges that we've heard people encounter. So designers generally do not want to leave the tools that they know and love so much. And many of them don't have the time or bandwidth to become proficient in other tools or learn how to code. Preparing and optimizing data from design tools for real-time 3D has historically been painful and time-consuming as well. As a result, there is a demand for a simple one-click solution to transfer BIM and CAD data to real-time 3D. The time it takes to develop real-time 3D experiences doesn't fit into the project timelines, and teams need to collaborate and iterate faster with design and options, having thousands of times at least during the project. For those that do not know how to code, they want to have the opportunity to customize projects and to create the best experiences for the end user. And finally, it's not very easy to distribute these interactive experiences to multiple platforms as well. So addressing all these concerns, we have a novel solution for the AEC industry. So workflow to bring Revit models directly into Unity, and this is how it looks like. So here we're going to make you go through that workflow a little bit. So prior to this, we've installed the Reflect plugin into Revit. Now we have a Unity tab that's available that lets you bring in that data and to start the data preparation and transfer into real-time 3D. And there's actually no necessity to leave Revit as well. So data federation, as I was mentioning, different designers and engineers can bring their models, architectural design, MEP models together, and Unity Reflect will combine them into a single model that is ready for review on any Unity viewer. When a change is made in Revit architectural model or in the Havoc model, it's instantly reflected inside the iPad viewer, if you notice, on the bottom. And speaking about having filtering, you can see how you can filter out through multiple portions of your of the exact BIM data, and see and even isolate on specific components as well. And to show the live link in action, so let's jump back into Revit and demonstrate a few live link connection capabilities. So if you look at it, removal of windows inside Revit immediately shows up inside the Reflect viewers as well. And if you add any of these elements, it comes in as well. So you can, and this doesn't just have to go with just objects. It can also do with the materials as well. The materials also come through directly inside the Reflect viewers. And again, you can see it's not just those small products. It even involves removing walls and removing mechanical equipment as well, and that showcases directly inside the viewers. For BIM data and filtration, as I was mentioning a little while earlier, you have all this data present as metadata with every single object that you have, and this is exactly correlating with the objects that are present in your Revit data as well. And to showcase each one of them, you can isolate them by clicking on the specific items, and this basically shows you all the items of that specific family, or it could be based on the category. And this filtration, again, it goes for all things. You can go through mechanical, electrical, plumbing, and separate them from the rest of the project as well. And talking about filter types as well, it goes through manufacturer types, to types, to systems, to documents, and family as well. So you could have multiple documents opened up together, and you can view that at once within the same viewer. Now, bringing your data to Unity Pro, obviously, it lets you extend that the power that you have with Unity. So, if you look at it, this is basically bringing in all the models directly inside Unity, and these are available as prefabs that you can use directly in your scene. And you can customize it much further for any kind of a specific application that you want to build or deploy to your clients, which or you could also build higher visual fidelity models using the parameters that we have inside it. So what do you get out of the box with Unity Reflect? Let's just check that out. So to use Unity Reflect, you simply need to already use one of the supported applications like Revit, Navisworks, SketchUp, or Rhino. We worked with Autodesk to create native plugins that reduce the data preparation into a single step. With just one click in Revit or SketchUp, users can sync the data, the BIM data or CAD data into Unity Reflect and create a real-time 3D experience. Behind that single click, there's a lot of complexity happening behind the scenes. Through a data federation process hosted on a local machine or a network server, Unity Reflect brings together BIM CAD data from multiple designers and engineers working on different systems in one model. It automatically optimizes this data for real-time 3D, including preserving metadata. Once all these models are federated, Unity Reflect creates an interactive 3D experience that can be distributed to any platform supported by Unity or is live linked to the original design application. Every time you make a change in the source from the design application, it is displayed in Unity Reflect. It's that simple. It supports multiple concurrent viewers, so no matter what device project stakeholders use, they will all see the changes update in real time. This really helps in bringing the data from the designers who use really high-end PCs to engineers on the side who might be using tablets with all the data intact or filter authentication. Over time, we will expand native platform support for Unity Reflect, so you can circumvent the Unity editor to review projects on these platforms as well. We also plan to bring Unity support for Unity Reflect to many more third-party designer applications soon. Having real-time construction data automation on files to viewers let you unlock the value of BIM data by putting it directly in the hands of any project stakeholder and on any device. It gives project stakeholders the power to see everything in context and quickly make changes, which improves collaboration and reduces costly mistakes. Because real-time construction data automation is live, it's live linked to the designer apps. You can make changes in them and see the updated in viewers instantly. Ideas and feedbacks can be implemented in real time instead of days or weeks. And you can see everything in context, which is really amazing as well. So to customize for teams that have Unity expertise, you can not only bring your Reflect project into the editor for further customizations, you can do a lot more with it. So you can have third-party plug, you can have external imports done on it, actually feed it a lot more data and bring out multiple viewers that can be used in multiple platforms. So the Unity Reflect viewer is a reference application that provides access to the source code. So you can build viewers and applications on top of the product using the editor. This could be something as simple as customizing the graphical user interface to include the logo of your client and the title of the project. As shown in this video from one of our beta customers, technicians on the ground can overlay the designs in AR on top of ongoing construction projects as well as surface construction documents. Instead of shuffling through thousands of paper construction documents or PDFs, the on-site team is armed with information they need to catch flaws early on and perform their jobs more efficiently. Having preserving the metadata during the data federation process. So having preserved the metadata during the data federation process, you can create custom applications without having to worry about to get the BIM data into it. So in the scene video before, you could see how Shop was able to make embedded data within the BIM model to visually relay acoustic properties of a given location in VR. This simulation enabled Shop to gain a comprehensive understanding of the acoustic influence on the design and make the right adjustments to ensure sound acoustical environment. The metadata gathered during the data federation process lets you access spacing data, which can be used to create dynamic 4D timelines. These dynamic 4D timelines are built using the same data, which is fed into the master files of the project. Customizing these apps to have index data or contextual data to the current timeline can be very effective in communicating key instruction and plans for optimized working on the field. This is what I would like to call the state-of-the-art progress monitoring system. For many use cases, the level of rendering quality Unity Reflect provides will be more than sufficient for reviewing projects. But in other instances, such as attempting to win bids or during client reviews, you may want to use Unity to present a more polished model. This could include bringing in additional BIM or CAD data to show the real-world environment surrounding the project, or adding configurator options to run through different floor or furniture materials. For projects that require stunning visualizations and high visual fidelity walkthroughs, you can also take advantage of real-time 3D capabilities to create photorealistic environments. So I hope that that you understand what kind of a novel product that we have, which is called Unity Reflect. With this, I come to an end of my presentation, and I'm now open to taking any questions. We have a few questions. So, does it support Blender? We don't have a plugin for Blender right now, but Blender does support exporting FBXs, and that way you can actually get things inside Unity. What's the process of capturing data from the field and transferring it to the BIM team for updation of the model? So that's a manual process that you'll have to do of actually getting the data into the master file, as I mentioned. So the master file is going to contain all your data, which is then given to the people on the field. In fact, you could also do a reverse mechanism. You could maybe like enter data into some sheets, or it could be a database that you have, and this data could be given immediately to the BIM team so that they can update it onto the model. Another question is, rendering of heavy models will be on client end or server side? So this basically works like this. Your data is optimized so that it works on any kind of device. So your rendering is directly on the client end. Can we change textures directly using Unity Reflect? Yes. So once you get your models directly inside the editor, you have an option to remap materials. So all the materials that are used currently would be shown over there, and you can just remap it directly. But we are also coming out with a small extension package called Unity Reflect Extensions, and that would be having a proper in real time material remapping solution as well. So you could basically do things like a configurator in a matter of clicks. Also, with the Unity Reflect extension package, as I mentioned, you can extract materials that you currently have, and you can just make changes on them itself. So it's a very tidy tool to use. What are the resource requirements? Also, does the integration to BIM models happen via the internet? I am not sure about the first one, which is what are the resource requirements. So if that's kind of like if you're asking what's the requirements to run Reflect, it can run on any of the CAD machines that you already have currently working, and this can be used accordingly on those. The BIM integration, the second part of the question is, does the integration to BIM models happen via the internet? So what happens is the data federation, as I was mentioning, it takes the models and the metadata associated with them, and it tags it together. So and that data is available through the data federation. It's a cloud network over there within a specific intranet that you can access, and any specific viewers that are there within that network is going to get all the models federated onto it. So it's like metadata. It's like a bit of content that you download on your device, and you're running your basic stuff on. So the next question is, will navigation be smooth as Autodesk Forge viewer? So it's a very simple approach that we've basically given. It's a full-fledged navigation system that you can use just off your keyboard mouse, and we also support things like tabletop AR. So if you have an AR enabled phone, you can use one of the viewers that you can download from either the Apple Store or the Android Store, and you can just download the viewers and you can view the models in virtual reality and sorry, in augmented reality, like that. If you want to view it on high fidelity virtual reality, you can use one of the headsets like Oculus or HTC Vive, and our viewers directly have the implementation of having teleportation, so you can move through your environment very nicely. So the next question that's there is, how does Unity Reflect maintain the live connection? So the live connection is maintained through the data federation unit in the center that I was mentioning. So it's a service that's enabled on the systems that are running Unity Reflect. And this could be on a local system, or it could be on a managed server, and your data is going to be connected to that, and the live link happens that way. So any changes that you make in your master file is going to completely show up inside your viewers. The next question that's there is, requirements of RAM and hard disk processor. So our minimum requirements for having Revit based systems So any system that basically runs Revit runs Unity, so you can use any system as such. We suggest to have at least so if you want to have a really hassle-free usage of your system, somewhere an i7 processor with an 8 to 16 GB RAM and a good graphics card that can handle the computing. Intranet or internet. Intranet means it works on internet means it works on construction site. So your data federation pipeline is going to be within the intranet, and that would definitely give the information. You can federate that information so it is given on the construction site via internet. So there'll be multiple phases, but you can definitely use it that way. Unity Reflex supports which all softwares? Currently, we support Revit, SketchUp, Rhino, and Navisworks. So these are the softwares that we currently support, and we have a lot other softwares like ArchiCAD and all that we are planning on supporting in the near future. Next question is, I'm an author of TAD, Team TAD. About a year back, I requested Unity people to discuss about integrating how much TAD, but didn't hear much. I hope this can be done. TAD approaches them in a different way, but it's quite easy to do designing. We can definitely talk about this offline. I'm not really sure about the TAD implementations. How to get trial and start exploring?
On the trial part, Sharad, I'm leaving my mail ID in the chat window. Clients can write to my mail and get the trials from me.
Fantastic. Yeah. So just get in touch with the Sniper team. They can definitely help you out in getting the trial copies. What about 3ds Max? So 3ds Max, Maya, and Blender. So these softwares, what we suggest is generally to export as FBX, which is available as a format to export from these softwares, and you can import them inside Unity natively. To continue from my last question, if my data connects to server, then it is possible to customize Unity Reflect app to use directly. Yes, it is possible. How beneficial will it be if we replace 3ds Max with Unity for creating 3D buildings for 3D maps? See, you can definitely use. So we have 3D modeling solutions inside Unity also. Like we have a package called ProBuilder that you can use to build something. But I wouldn't suggest doing that. Having a 3D modeling application that does just the modeling solution is very good. What we offer is the capabilities of bringing it to multiple platforms that could not be reached with just the modeling software. So that the Unity Reflect app can definitely use, and you can customize it nicely for that. How beneficial will it be if we replace 3ds Max with okay, I'm sorry, that was the same thing. We need some coding. We need some coding knowledge for AR, right? Or is there extensions available? So we have a package called so in Unity we have a package called AR Foundation. So natively, both Android and iOS, they have their own native implementations of AR. One is AR Kit and the other one is AR Core. To have like a unified architecture, we built something called AR Foundation that you can use, and there is a lot of documentation on it so that you can customize it easily for your working. But for Unity Reflect, we already have augmented reality capabilities inside our viewer, and this is again using AR Foundation, so you can easily take use of that, and you can extend on it if you want to have some extra features, and this might require some coding. Does it read 2D sheets or layouts from a Revit model? No, currently it does not do 2D to 3D. Currently, Reflect does not support 2D. We need a 3D model for it to federate the data. But there are certain implementations that I'm seeing right now that is using AI to convert 2D to 3D. and this might be helpful in a couple of months. We can definitely be in touch, and I can give you an opening to when such kind of capabilities might be available. Can we perform authentication via Outlook, Office 360 via Unity and restrict view according to the user? So you can actually have a connection to that database that has your authentication system, and you can use the same cookies on your Unity application. So I do not think that should be a very difficult thing for you to implement. But via Outlook or Office 360, I'm not very sure. Maybe having a specific database separately for it would be good. In fact, having the same Outlook or Office database, so that you could have, you could definitely try and look into the Active Directory and how that works. In fact, I've seen a couple of people build DLL files and then use that to look through Active Directory. Reading geometry data or metadata for converted model, is it available? So the metadata that's associated with every single model that you have inside Unity. In fact, let me just try and open up one of the one of my editors so that I could just show you a quick view of how things look. Okay, just give me a minute. It needs to actually open it up. How mature is the GLTF support in Unity? So GLTF generally doesn't require you to bring it inside Unity. Also, native platforms can open it up and then you can view it in AR directly in the native implementations that are available. But we do have a way in which you can actually bring GLTF inside Unity. We have a plugin for that, which is currently on the works. In fact, I think I can also provide you with the link for it. Let me just look at my browser. That's the GitHub link from Khronos directly for Unity implementation. AR Foundation has been developed by Unity. For AR, which connects AR Core and ARKit. Do you have anything that is upcoming plugin for connecting VR like Steam VR and Oculus, etc.? So for that, we already have Steam VR and Oculus support inside Unity's VR subsystems. So it has been available for quite some time as well. So you could definitely have a look at it. In fact, if you build anything with Unity, it would definitely work inside Oculus and Steam VR as well. I'm not able to find anything to link to Active Directory, not Azure Framework. Can I get more details on the same? Prabhakaran, could you just send me an email? I'll leave my email address down here so that we can connect on this topic. Fantastic. So if we don't have, okay, there is a couple of more. There's one more connection over here. Is it possible to connect SSO within Unity applications? I am not very familiar with SSO. Okay. It's just you were mentioning about again Active Directory implementation, right? So again, I would be giving if you could definitely send me an email on my email address. I can send you some details regarding that. In fact, within our organization itself, we have our sign-ins of our specific devices, and our applications use the same devices, the same authentication as well. So single sign-on is definitely possible with the integration with Unity. In fact, I did see this. I did see a link. I would provide that with you guys with that link with the email that you guys provide. Thank you so much. Unity remote rendering, is there any further developments on this? Which is this? Right. So remote. See, the thing is, this comes under a thing called render streaming technology. And for render streaming, we have a technology team right now that's working with it called Furios. Let me just give you guys the link for Furios so that you can check that out. Right. So the oh, I'm sorry, I just sent it to one person. So that's the company Furios. They are one of our partners that basically give you access to render streaming. So once you build, like, let's say a high quality content, like a HDRP content that can be run only on machines that have 16 GB of RAM with 8 GB graphics card, that can be run even on a 8-year-old tablet right now using render streaming, and that is using Furios. You can definitely use that. I'm also author of query projects where querying IFC file along with Microsoft project files together can be done for visualizing progress of work, and also takeout qualities or feedback would be welcome. Sure thing. All right. So if there are any more questions, I'll hand the ball back over to Manoj. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sharath. Thanks for the wonderful session, and you have addressed all the queries in the chat box. So thanks for that, and thank you everyone for attending the session. So we'll be sending a feedback form to you in the mail, and for easy access, I'm just dropping the link to the feedback form in the chat box. So it will just take 2 minutes of your time. You can just fill in the feedback form, and just a minute. So for any support related queries, you can contact Mr. Nagarjuna. And for any sales related queries, you can contact us at vail@sniperindia.com. So thank you. Thanks for attending this session. Thank you, Sharath.
Thank you. Bye, guys.